Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop, where I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on at DFS Jerusalem on Twitter. As you can see, this is me Sunday, bro. This is me Sunday. It's even been kind of hard for me to come out and speak. It just has been, man, because Odell Beckham is like my favorite NFL player. One of my favorite Giants ever. Like, I love the edge. I love everything that he brought to the table. Even like the shenanigans and the stupid shit. Like, I was like all about that when it came to Odell, man. And to see him writhing, not in physical pain, but writhing in the emotional, just horror that he felt when he knew that he had injured his ankle and that he's not going to be able to play football. The one thing that you can't deny about the homie Odell, man, this dude just wants to play football. Like, he just wants to play. And as you can see, I got a picture up here. I think it's on this side, or it might be even on this side. I'm not sure. I got a picture of the motherfuckers who are going to destroy the Giants this week, man. And I, if the Giants, if the Broncos defense isn't like 40% owned, I'm gonna call it a foul, because I think this week I was 100% invested in the Ravens as a defense. Like, I had the Ravens everywhere. I had like 46 lineups, or 46 entries, and not lineups but entries. 46 entries, and every entry, everyone was the Ravens. I was like, yo, how did I do that? I just had them everywhere, and it was just, oh man, that was just horrible, bro. To see the homie go out like that, man, that just sucked. It really did. So that was me crying when I saw Odell injured. He and I both realized he was done for the season at the same time. So Odell, if you're watching this, brother, much love to you, man. Continue to do what you do. I know you're gonna come back. I hope that this is an injury that you can, still be the same player, if not better. But I have definitely enjoyed watching you play the first 4 or 5 games of the season, and I hope you can come back, bro. Hope you come back. So, and we're doing this show because we're gonna take a look at a lot of the point totals. Of course, I'm going to be working from RotoQL. We did just close out the week with the Monday night game, where we saw cats like, and it's always like my opinion on those 2 game slates to just play a backfield, an entire backfield. Pick one you like and just play the entire backfield. And today, Latavius Murray McKinnon was a better backfield than the Chicago backfield. And just like I have a Carolina backfield in the same tournament that's going to be played on Thursday night, because we got Cam Newton at the crib versus Philadelphia. So I definitely have a McCaffrey Stewart backfield. And that was just my suggestion on these 2 game slates, man. That's how you get exposure to whatever touchdown on the ground. I went McKinnon on his own with McCaffrey. That's coming from Josh Dewey. That's of course it's a solid. It should be good. It should be good, of course, because McCaffrey's in lines to not only be a guy that's gonna get a few touches running the ball, but he's also going to be involved in the passing game. So should be a very good running game for the Panthers here. I know they're going to want to run the ball and establish that run against the Philadelphia Eagles, especially since they're going to be at the crib on a short week. They're probably going to want to run the ball. So, it is funny because we opened the show talking about my Giants and how horrible, a spot or horrible position that they're in. This is one of the lowest point totals. One of the lowest implied point totals I have ever seen, bro. 14.3. And you got to look at these sort of as like best case scenario in this specific situation. The Giants, 14.3 is what they're projected to score against the Denver Broncos, and it's a 40-point total. I've been looking at this running back for Penn State, man, the homie. I've been watching him. I think that'd be a really nice addition to the squad. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's crazy. I'm looking at the draft right now. Like it's over. 12-point dog, man. This is over. The Giants' season is done, and it's not like we just lost 5 games in a row and we're bad. It's like, no, we lost all of our receivers, all of our games. Coach sucks. Like, it's bad. It's bad. Well, enough of that. Let's go ahead and move on and hop into it, man. First game we're gonna be talking about, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a look too and open up my daily fantasy stuff. Well, place where I like to go to get a lot of information, man. Hoops Hypes is the shit, and it's powered by USA Today. Really solid site, something that I do like to use. So, and I just go here to go to USA Today Sports, and that way we can take a look at some of the NFL joints, look at some of the odds, and see exactly what we can look forward to. This is gonna be an interesting week because we got a lot of buys this week. There's a lot of buys this week, so I think there's no Dallas. I don't think we may not have Green Bay this week, so we may not have like Aaron Rodgers. So this could be a good one, man. I've got a feeling it's gonna be a nice one. I really do. So let's take a look at the odds here. Bam, bam, bam. I'm trying to pull that up. All right, so let's go. All right, first game we got. This is the Thursday night game, man. Philadelphia and the Carolina Panthers. Now, normally I would say, I'm fading the Thursday game. I don't want to play the Thursday game. But when we look at this from a Thursday all the way to Monday standpoint, there's a couple of different ways we can take a look at this. We look at it from a Thursday all the way to Monday standpoint. Of course, if you see some of the later games that you want to have, because people are going to be really invested in this Philadelphia Carolina game. Not because it's such a great spot or they love the spot that people are in. It's not because of that. It's because of the simple fact that it's going to be the first game. It's going to be Thursday. You're going to get a lot of exposure. You'll see yourself at the top for a little while. And then everybody else is going to run you down the rest of the week. So I'm going to limit my exposure to this Thursday night game. I think with the exception of maybe Cam Newton and McCaffrey, something like that, I'm not going to go ham with this. I'm not. Because I kind of trust the total. I think it's going to be around 44, 45 points. I kind of feel that's the way it could go. And I just don't want to fall in love completely with this game because I don't like Thursday night games. It's a short week. These teams just played on Sunday. They could come out flat, not playing well. And usually if a team is going to suffer on Thursday night, they don't suffer defensively. And you see a ton of offensive explosion. Usually they suffer offensively with timing and rhythm. And that makes the defenses look good. So if these were bad... If these were bad teams, I would definitely be looking at playing the defenses. But since both of these teams are pretty much solid offenses right now, I'm not going to play the defenses. I'm not going to go ham and roster a ton of the offensive players either. Okay. The next game we got is the Miami. Take a look here. Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. Now Atlanta had a week off. That could bode well for them. We're going to be monitoring to take a look and see if we have some Julio Jones this week. If we do, I think he's in a solid spot. We look at what the Miami Dolphins give up to the wide receiver spots. And they're middle of the pack. I mean, they're not a team that you can just roll all over. But Atlanta at home, I think, can be a thing, especially with we waiting for that great game from Matt Ryan. We haven't seen it yet. So I definitely can think I can take a look at some of the Atlanta Falcon guys here. Now, on the other side, we have seen the Atlanta Falcons struggle against the run, and the one problem is you see it's an 11.5 point total with an 11.5 point differential with that 47-point total. If that be the case, then we're not going to see the running game that we would want to see from Jay Ajayi here. But if you think that that's the thing. That's the issue for me has been Ajayi has not been getting the touches. So do we think this is a week where the guy's like, yo, I realize I have not been given I haven't been given Ajayi the ball enough. Here you go. Is that what's going to happen? He's priced at 5.7, fairly cheap against a team that you can run the ball against. But you look at the negative working against him is the fact that this Atlanta Falcons team can score quickly, and that's going to pretty much take Miami out of a running mode. So. This is going to be a tough one to roster. We did see Miami play a solid defensive game, but that was against a really bad team. The Tennessee Titans it was. So if I had to pick anybody, bro, it would definitely be it would definitely be some of the Atlanta guys. Josh Dewey says Ajayi did get 27 touches last week. He did get 27 touches last week. It's hard to So next game we got is the Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens. So we just saw the Bears close out the week with a Monday night game and then turn around and be playing again quickly on Sunday. Trubisky against this Baltimore defense. So that's going to be two pretty tough defenses that the young man has seen back-to-back. And I can tell you, he showed me a lot in this game against Baltimore. He really did, against the Vikings. Like, it seemed like they kept the pocket moving. Like, you know, John Fox wanted to put him in a situation where he could do what he does best, kind of get out on the edge, throw the ball, like quick routes to the sidelines. That was decent. And when you saw a lane, he could take the ball at the middle. He did. You know, run the ball some. I kind of like that. That was good. We also saw Chicago play pretty solid defensively. They did. Without a couple of broken plays, like that one big play to McKinnon. The game was pretty much there for the Chicago Bears to take. And I kind of like Trubisky at 5K in this spot against the Baltimore Ravens. I think he could be a decent play here. I wouldn't have an issue there. My one trepidation is going to be who's he going to throw the ball to. Now, we've seen Kendall Wright step up, make a few catches, and have a pretty solid game. I think he's developing a rapport with the tight end here, Zach Miller. But I think if I had to pick a quarterback in this specific spot, I would go Trubisky here. You look at Baltimore defensively, would you want to play, you know, a Baltimore defense who's been pretty good, especially at home against the Chicago Bears and a young quarterback? Maybe you would want to go there. But if I had to pick something from this game, it would be maybe Trubisky and pair him with maybe a tight end, or pair him with Jordan Howard, who I think can run really well against this Baltimore defense here. Joe Flacco, bro. Oh, my God. Joe Flacco, he did hit Mike Wallace for the bomb last week, so that's maybe somebody that you might want to take a look at, but I don't love him either. I'm a fan of Miller not playing Trubisky on the road. I'm not a fan of Miller not playing Trubisky on the road. That's coming from Josh Dewey. Next game we got, it's going to be the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. Yo, between the Houston Texans defense, who just lost the homie J.J. Watt for the year, and the Denver Broncos defense, you know, it's going to be tough to find another defense to play, because you got Houston at the crib, who I really think can be a very solid defensive spot. We love to stream defenses against the Cleveland Browns, even when they're, at home, even on the road, no matter where they are. We'd love to stream offenses against them, or defenses against them, offenses too. And you've got Deshaun Watson here. This is one of the worst teams in the league against the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson is still under 7K here. It is my estimation. This is going to be the highest owned quarterback wide receiver stack on the slate. When you talk about Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, it makes sense. We've got Chris Gray says, I like Houston stack. Of course, everybody likes a Houston stack. Everybody likes Houston stack. And you know, the one issue that I do have about the Houston defense is people are going to say, well, yeah, the Houston Texans just gave up a ton of points to Kansas City. Well, Cleveland ain't Kansas City. And Houston was scoring so quickly, they were giving the ball back. And, you know, I'm streaming defenses against Cleveland. I just am. I've been doing that for the last couple of years, and it's worked out well. You can play a defense against Cleveland here. Now, are we going to get Deshaun Kaiser starting at quarterback, or the guy that they just started, he's going to be playing? We need to check up and find out about that for sure. Then, of course, you got Duke Johnson priced up at 5.1. Don't really love any of the Cleveland guys too much. I am going to have, definitely like most people, we're going to have some exposure to the Houston guys here. Have some if you have multi-entry. Don't full fade Houston. No, there's no way I'm going to fade Houston. No way. Kansas City ain't no scoring machine. The hell they ain't. Hell yeah, they are. Kansas City's, hell yeah. Kansas City, they score with the best of them this season. Like, Kansas City's like one of the best scoring offenses in the league this year. They are. And I think they have, yeah, they got Pittsburgh at the crib. Yeah, Kansas City has been one of the best scoring offenses in the league this year. Now, last year there wasn't. It was more of a defensive team. And see, and I've fallen into that too. I fall into that too, like looking at what a team did last year and saying, "Oh yeah, that's just what they are." But things change. Like things change. Like Kansas City is one of the best scoring offenses in the league this year. They are. They are. They put up points. They put up a ton of points. They put up like the 40-something against the Patriots week 1. Been following them for 45 years. They will break your heart. Yeah, I get that, but I'm talking about what they're doing right now in terms of this season and how Andy Reid has them playing. You know what I mean? Like they're clicking, bro. They're clicking on all cylinders, man. They really are. So next game we got. We do have A-Rod. We do have A-Rod this week. So we got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers going to Minnesota to play the Vikings. We should not see Sam Bradford. He left last night's game. I really hope that they don't do this anymore. Case Keenum jumped in the game and actually played pretty well. Now, do I want to play Keenum against the Green Bay Packers? Probably not. Is the Packers defense going to be in play for me because of they're playing Keenum? They could be. They very well could be. Ty Montgomery probably he's still gonna be questionable here in the spot. We know the homie came in. Aaron Jones, solid minutes here. Solid catches for him. Rushes for him. He was like the difference in a lot of teams. He put up 20 plus DK points over the weekend, so he's definitely a guy that's usable even against this Minnesota defense. You've got Randall Cobb, who, if Jordy Nelson is out, is definitely going to be a guy you look at. Devontae Adams, who is emerging as one of the better young wide receivers in the league. Definitely a guy that you can use. Latavius Murray, man. Now, this is a 19th ranked defense against a running back position. So, definitely think that you can take a look at Jerick McKinnon. Because I think he needs to be starting, bro. He needs to be starting. Jerick McKinnon needs to be like the number one guy that gets all the touches. And then we said this last year, and we're kind of like, wow, when they drafted Dalvin Cook. We said this last year about Jerick McKinnon. He always looks like he had that extra step, that explosion. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I wouldn't have any problem if you wanted to play him in this spot, especially coming off a big game like that. That would make a lot of sense. Stephon Diggs. We saw him getting worked on Monday night during the game. I think he kind of had like a thigh bruise or something of that nature. So we saw him getting worked on. We want to definitely keep an eye on that because he's already labeled as questionable. Next game we got. This is going to be a barn burner in my opinion. This is a 51-point total here, and there's so many things about this game, that say you should have exposure. Number one, it's not the Philadelphia Carolina game where everybody else is going to want to play there Thursday night on this Monday slate. Number two, you've got two quarterbacks that play in a dome going to be in very favorable conditions in terms of being matched up against a poor defense, being matched up against an offense that can strike quickly and get the ball back. This game is going to be like hot potato. Like I think Drew Brees scores, gives it back to Stafford. Stafford scores. I think it could be one of those games. So in that vein, man, I'm definitely going to be looking at Drew Brees at the crib, as well as Matt Stafford going to New Orleans here. Both quarterbacks I really like this week. Of course, you get a discount with Matthew Stafford here, and you're getting really solid. You're getting really solid receiving options as well, and guys like Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, who is still, I think, priced too cheap at 4.6. Alvin Kamara is a guy who I really like in this matchup as well at 4.5. You can definitely see, cats like Willie Snead and Michael Thomas. Snead if he's healthy. So this can be a really nice one, man. I think with what's going on in the Thursday night game, with what is going to be going on with the Houston offense, I think this is a game that it's not going to get overlooked. People are not going to overlook this game, but what they're going to do is be like, do I get Deshaun Watson or Drew Brees and them, or which one do I stack? And most of the time, they're going to go to like the hot hand. The hot-handed chalk is where most people are going to go. So I think this is a game that will be under-owned, but not overlooked. Next game we got is going to be the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. We got Josh McCown at 5.2, going up against the worst team in the league against the quarterback position. And that's funny because it is the New England Patriots here. You got Tom Brady at 8.3 against the Jets. It's a 47.5-point total with only a minus 9.5 because we've seen the Jets play some pretty decent football over the last few games. You've got questionable tags for Matt Forte and Bilal Powell. That's going to put the third string running back in play in this spot, because we know that you can run the ball against the New England Patriots, man. Offensively, you can ball out against the Patriots. They score quick and give you the ball back. They're just not a very good defense this season, so lot to like about this. Lots of, yeah, Powell, yeah. If that's true, if Powell is out or if Forte is out, then you're gonna have to take a look at McGuire in this spot. You're gonna have to. Definitely going to be looking at Tom Brady. I hope Rob Gronkowski is back, because then people are going to want to roster him, and I'm not. He gets cost too much, and he's injury prone. I don't like him. I would much rather pay for Brady and one of the cheaper wide receivers. Kareem Jones, he's going back to McCown and Austin Seferian Jenkins. Yeah, because they do give it up to the tight end spots too. So this could be a really decent game. This could be like a sneaky game where if you play a couple of the Jets guys, it feels like you're stealing something. It could be that way. It could be that way, because people are going to look at the New England Patriots and just not want to play them, not want to play the Jets against them. And I think that could be a mistake. Next game we got is the San Francisco 49ers and the Washington Redskins. Redskins are at home, and in a 46.5 point total. You got Kirk Cousins at 6.8, who I absolutely loved this week. You got Brian Hoyer at 5.1, who I absolutely loved last week, but I'm not very high on him. It's the receiving that I'm not in love with in terms of the San Francisco guys. I just don't really love them. But you look at Washington side, I like a lot about this. I like Chris Thompson. I like Kirk Cousins here. I think Pryor, get right spot for Pryor. We're looking for him to have a decent game. Jamison Crowder, somebody who I like. Hopefully, if Jordan Reed is healthy, he's somebody that you could take a look at. I like a lot about Washington. I love Washington this week. I really do. I'm gonna have some exposure to Washington here, especially at the crib. I like that. Next game we got is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. And we've just seen the Cardinals suck, man. We've seen Carson Palmer throw the ball around 50 some odd times, and at some point it's got to work out well for him. And last week a lot of people were on the Cardinals, and I think that what happened last week are going to make a lot of people not want to play him, and I think that could be a mistake. I like Carson Palmer here at 6.1. I love Larry Fitzgerald at 6.8. I think that Andre Ellington is going to be in play here. I am going to have some exposure to the Arizona Cardinals here, and I think that James Winston is also in play at 6.2K. The 25th ranked DVP against the quarterback position. I kind of like him here. We're going to see Doug Martin in his second real start back, even though I don't love him against the Cardinals in the running game. I think Mike Evans is going to be in play. This is going to be a good one. Now, especially and if Deshaun Jackson is questionable and can't play, that kind of bumps up Cameron Brate for me, but it really bumps up Adam Humphries if we're going to see if we're going to see not going to see a lot of Deshaun Jackson. I think Adam Humphrey definitely comes into play there. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So are the Jags real is the question, because we saw I didn't believe it, bro. I really didn't. I didn't believe it. I felt like the Jags were an improved defense, but I didn't think that they were a real shutdown, just lock you down, destroy your defense. I didn't believe that. But with the addition of Calais Campbell, those corners really coming into play. Then you've got Leonard Fournette just keeping the ball from the other team, long pounding, bruising drives. I think Blake Bortles threw 14 passes, and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Big Ben threw 55 passes. So that's tough. So and now in this spot, Fournette, man, at 8K, the price is going up on him, man, and you can see teams really target the Rams in the run game. We didn't see a great run game against them last week against Seattle, but I think you could see that with Leonard Fournette here. He's 8K, priced up some. You got Blake Bortles, cheap as shit, man, 4.6. I kind of like him. That is so cheap for a quarterback, man. I think I can play Blake Bortles at the crib with Leonard Fournette, man. That's usable, I think. On the other side, you got Gurley, who's priced beneath Fournette, who I think would be a solid pivot spot for them. I kind of like him at 7.7. Don't love a lot about. That's it. I mean, the most I could play here from the Rams would be Gurley, but I'm kind of scared after what I saw last week and how he just wasn't getting the touches that I automatically I assumed he was going to get. He just wasn't getting touches. So give me some Fournette here. Give me a very small amount of Blake Bortles. Maybe I I don't want to go ham with this. I don't want to go ham with this. But I think Fournette is in a decent spot, and even the Jaguars defense here probably. Next game we got is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are at home, man. It's a 46-point total. We got Big Ben going into Kansas City, going into Arrowhead. Really tough place to play. 26th ranked DVP against the quarterback position. Le'Veon Bell, very tough situation to go into for a running back. But it's Le'Veon Bell, so everybody's going to want to play him. Me, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm not playing 9.6 for another. I'm not doing that. It's ridiculous to me. I'm not playing 9.6 for Le'Veon Bell. Doesn't make sense to me. Not doing it. There's just so many mouths to feed. And with Antonio Brown last week being so much cheaper than Bell, it just made all the sense for me to not play Bell but to play Brown. But I think Brown is definitely gonna be in play again for me this week because I do see Kansas City being able to score against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and not only score through the running game but score through the passing game. You know that they've been limiting quarterbacks. I'm going 100%. I'm not playing Le'Veon Bell at all. Period. And it's just no win for me. I'm not playing him at all. And we've seen Pittsburgh kind of limit what happens against them at the quarterback spot. But Kareem Hunt, I don't think that teams are not like balling out in the passing game against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is so great against the pass. I think that they just been getting beat up so much by the run that teams don't have to pass against them. Proof positive was last week. Like Blake Bortles didn't have to do much against Pittsburgh because they were just giving up the ball. They were just giving up the run. So Kareem Hunt, same spot, 8.2, a very solid pivot off a guy like Fournette, only 200 more, and what I feel is a better spot because we look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. This is one of the worst teams in the league against the run. A team that's playing uninspired football. A team that's all but, I think, packed it in, especially from a quarterback standpoint. So I'm going to have some Kareem Hunt. And whenever you like Kareem Hunt like this, with an Andy Reid coach team where you know he's going to run the ball, he's going to make plays for the Kansas City offense, well, that automatically puts a guy like Alex Smith in play because, then he works off the play action. And when you like Alex Smith and you like Kareem Hunt, then you like Travis Kelce. He's got a questionable tag. If he does play, he's got to be a guy that you take a look at. Okay? Got to be a guy you take a look at. Yeah, Hunt is good. Quick question from Leroy McConnell. Mo, do you think it's a bounce back week for Pittsburgh? Football after being humiliated, you come back and ball. Casey is so much on a high. You think it's maybe? No. I saw give up. In Ben Roethlisberger, I saw a lot of giving up. And I don't think that they're going to I think Kansas City wins this game. I think they win the game handily. But I do think Big Ben and Antonio Brown hook up a time or two, and actually, Antonio has a great game. That's what I think happens. But they've all but given up, bro. Especially from a quarterback standpoint, they looked horrible. Big Ben, actually, I'm talking about 5 picks, nuts, 55 pass attempts. If you'd have told me, I was like 20%. Ben Roethlisberger this week. I was all over Pittsburgh. And if you had told me before lock that Ben Roethlisberger was going to throw the ball 55 times, I would have been 100% on Ben Roethlisberger. That's how much I liked him going in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was 20% Ben Roethlisberger this week. And if you told me he was going to throw the ball 55 times, I would have been 100%. 100% Ben Roethlisberger. And I would have had all the Antonio Brown. And I would have lost a lot. I would have lost money. I would have lost everything because he had a bad one. I think he scored 10 points, 10 DraftKings points. Next game we got is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers and the Oakland Raiders. Now, do not have a total on this yet. It seems that Derek Carr could be available to play here. Melvin Gordon, man, came out and balled all the way out for 37 DraftKings points. And I definitely think that he's in line to play well again. Does he do that? Probably not. But does he have a good game? I think he can have a great game here against the Oakland Raiders. So he's a guy that's going to be on my short list. I do like Phillip Rivers here in this spot. I think that we can see a solid one from Keenan Allen. I kind of like this game. I like this game more as a stack where I can grab 2 or 3 guys from one side and one from the other if I do see Derek Carr. If Derek Carr plays, this is going to be a high-scoring game, and I would like it a lot more. But if we don't see Derek Carr and we're going to see E.J. Manuel again, give me that Charger defense. They're going to be fairly cheap at 3.1. I can use them. Yeah, yes. I was definitely interested in the Chargers D, but if Derek Carr doesn't play, I will be. But if Carr is in, I think he's the guy that you have to take a look at. Definitely. Next game we got is my New York Football Giants going to Denver, bro. Oh my God, going high into the altitude to take on the Denver Broncos. Travis Simeon, one of my favorite quarterback plays on the slate. The dude is cheap as shit, only 5.5. And the Giants are a decent defense, man. They haven't been getting blown the fuck up. But you gotta think some of the wind has been taken out of this sail, man. You look at the injury to Olivier Vernon. You look at the injury to all of the offensive players, how bad Eli's been, how bad the offensive line's been. This is a team that I think that a lot of people are gonna just play the Broncos defense and just leave it there. And I think that's a big mistake because not only are the Broncos defense in play here, the Broncos offense is in play here. I love C.J. Anderson, one of my favorite running back plays on the slate. I think Trevor Simeon is in a really nice spot. A.J. Derby. Listen to what the Giants do. What the Giants do against tight ends. Yo, Giants tight ends against Giants is as like guaranteed as prom night coochie. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And AJ Derby is 2.7. Cheap as shit, bro. Cheap as shit. I'm gonna have a Simeon Anderson Derby stack. He is cheap as shit, 2.7. I think he's already caught a touch this year. And somebody that Simeon kind of looks for. So you look at how bad we are against tight ends. It's easy. That lines up. And I think a lot of people are gonna look at the Broncos defense. Oh yeah, and just stop right there. They're not gonna play the Broncos offensive guys. Why? Because everybody is waiting on Deshaun Watson to throw another 5-touchdown game, and they're waiting on Cam to rush for 2 touchdowns and throw 3 touchdowns on Thursday night, so they can win all the money on Thursday, the first game of the slate. You know what I'm saying? And if Julio comes back, they're gonna be all over Matt Ryan and Julio to catch 10 passes for 150 yards. They're gonna do all of that, and they're gonna look at this as a defensive game, strictly defense, and they're gonna lose out on cats like Trevor Simeon, C.J. Anderson, maybe even some Jamal Charles, maybe. So they're gonna miss out on that. So I kind of like Denver as an offense here. Last game, if I had to choose right now, if I could only play one thing, Denver offense or Denver defense, I would play Denver offense and Houston defense. You know what I'm saying? I would switch and find another defense and just play Denver offense. That's how much I believe in them this week. Next game we got, in the last game, I was like the Monday night joint is going to be the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Another toilet bowl here. Jacoby Brissett is most certainly in play against the Titans. We should be seeing Marcus Mariota back in this spot. CJ and Bronco defense pair it up. That's right. Josh Dewey, you feel me? That's where I'm at. Frank Gore, kind of a letdown. It sucked because I was all over Frank Gore this past week, and I was in line to like being the know-it-all. But Jacoby Brissett runs in a 3-yard touchdown with Frank Gore on the field behind him, ready to take it in for the score, and that kind of sucked. So you got Frank Gore still priced at below 5K at 4.5. Not going to be on him in this spot. I do like DeMarco Murray on the other side here. I think that Jacoby Brissett is playable. Him and T.Y. Hilton should hook up a time or two. I even think Dante Moncrief is a guy that's going to be in play here. We know what the Tennessee Titans can give up against the quarterback position, so I will have some exposure there. Not going to say that I like the Indianapolis defense unless Mariota's out. If Mariota is out, then I can play some Indianapolis defensive guys here. So that's the overall look on the slate. From a point total standpoint, this is an early overview. Get with us, man, in the sweatshop at www.dfssweatshop.com. What we're going to do Thursday, we're going to go and break down the slate in its entirety. Then we're going to shut it down on YouTube. We're going to come back inside the VIP, and we're going to build some lineups to start us and take us through that Thursday through Monday slate. And then Saturday Night Live, me and the Iceman, Ronald Coley, the Iceman. He's going to jump in with me. We're going to break down the whole slate. Then we're going to go behind the curtain again and build our Sunday lineup. So make sure you get exposure to us here, man, at the DFS Sweatshop. Come and join us. Like I said, the website, www.dfssweatshop.com. And we rocking NBA out too, man. We went through our first NBA stuff today. I did pretty good with it. Let me see. I did pretty good with it. My best NBA lineup. Was it a 4-point play? It was one of the later joints. You had like Lillard, McCollum, Hill, Land. Yeah, I did pretty good with it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was happy with it. So and I've been playing lightly, bro. And just throw this out there, man. Hoops hype, good, solid shit. Follow the beat writers on Twitter. Know what's going on. Because if you could keep abreast of what's happening in terms of injury news and late scratches, that's why we got all burned on Aaron Gordon, because we didn't know that he wasn't going to be playing until after lock. And DraftKings, I was under the impression that DraftKings was going to be going back to the late swap, and I'm not sure preseason. Why is preseason not late swap, but the regular season is going to be late swap? It doesn't make sense. So let's be on the lookout for that too. So this has been your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and of course you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Signing off, letting you know, we keep it real here, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace.